Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, magnificent, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak a little about our macrocosmic redeemer. Well, this topic is controversial to say the least, but it is nonetheless a reality and a truth. The Christ, which is the most sublime being you can ever imagine, has descended from the Godhead, the first hierarchy. Over long periods of time, he has slowly but surely descended to meet us human beings. We had come so far in our darkness, in our materialistic love for earth, in our, instant gratifications and temptations, that the only way this earth could be redeemed was for our God to come down directly. This is a macrocosmic truth. There is but one redemption for humankind. There is a reason for this. The Christ work in every single culture, in every single individual, in every single plant, mineral, animal, and he is this earth spirit. When his blood fell to the ground, when he was stabbed with a spear, the whole aura of the earth changed. If we were on a different planet in the solar system and saw the aura of the earth, when the mystery at Golgotha happened, they would see a complete change in the auric field of the earth. The reason for it is the Christ united with the earth development. He is this earth, which is why I also said, when you eat of the bread, you eat of my flesh. When you drink of the water, you drink of my blood. And when you tread on the ground, you tread on me with my feet. You see, a macrocosmic impulse. You know what that means, right? You know that came from outside, from the cosmos into this earth. No other impulses have ever done so. It is important to have that in mind. That is Christianity. Has the four Gospels, Revelation, they are all initiation documents, initiation papers for coming into the spiritual world again. Now you see how difficult this is. You also see the aversion to the Christ today. It is kind of mind-boggling when you really think about it. What the Christ truly in reality stands for: love, compassion, redemption. The clearer of karma, he is today the new karma holder. Moses was it in the past, but the Christ is today. So, this is such a topic, You feel every kind of, I disagree, I protest. Why is it only the Christ that can redeem us? I just told you so. Macrocosmic impulse. A God become flesh. This is no joke. This is not a mythology. The world changed. We human beings changed when he sacrificed himself. And only through the Christ we can reach the Father again. Unless you want to reach the father of lies. And, follow the father of lies and you will follow lies. That is what it is. So, why do people have an aversion for redeeming their karma, unfolding and purifying themselves? Why do people feel afraid of the Christ? Why are people afraid of the Christ? The Christ is by no means a vindictive, reprimanding, and punishing entity, being God. He is the most loving sun being that you can ever imagine. But he is also the lawful ruler of this world. And that is why there have been a crisis in the demon realm lately. The turbulence, that insecurity. Because they know, deep inside they know. You know this yourself. You feel it in your soul and heart because you were there when it happened. 2000 years ago. You were there following along, and you were there taking in every impulse this God had to give us. Because of that, we see the world very, very differently than what would otherwise be the case. It is because we are given living spiritual reality to what we see out with our senses. It flares up in our own inner soul spiritual world, bringing about redemption, healing, love, warmth, compassion, understanding, and unifying of all the streams. The Christ has come. He is here in the etheric. He will never again come in the physical. That is not reality. Every esoteric scientist, occultist, and initiates know this. He will come a second time in the etheric, in the heavens, but not physically. When we say the heavens, we mean the etheric of this earth, the life force of this earth, the life of this earth. He is there. I will be with you, even to the ends of the earth times. The Christ, by all intents and purposes, you should not deny. He is the sun impulse. He is the only sun impulse on this planet. Doesn't mean you... This has nothing to do with, religious freedom, it has to do with the redemption of the Christ. It's a reality, and it has nothing to do with saying you are doing this and this and this and that wrong. It is all about acknowledging the sacrifice of the Christ. Deny yourself that and you deny yourself development. He is the development. He is what brings our soul and spirit together. He is what brings individuality together with, of course, he who brought freedom, but he has to be in balance. Sitting and feeling these truths, feeling also the turbulence, the disagreements. Nonetheless, it is a reality. People can disagree as much as they like. In the end, they will come to understand. Revelation is not a joke. Revelation is an initiation document and a prophecy. And we are only about halfway there. Materialistic scientists try to find out about what revelation meant, and it's symbolic for Nero, and it's symbolic for it was plagues there. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on, guys. Everything was spiritual. He was experiencing this in a cave on an island. John the Apocalyptist is an initiate. He experienced this in this spiritual realm. The opening of the seals, the sounds of the trumpets. And at the end of it all, the sun unites with the earth and scorches the earth. Everything physical will be burned away, everything material, and only the spiritual will be left. What cannot be spiritualized because it has crystallized through evil, through immorality, through lack of willpower, through lack of inner strength and dignity and discipline, will fall away to the 8th sphere, where Sorath will be ruler in the abyss. Most on this planet will be redeemed. But those that truly go the 16th path of perdition, of damnation, we cannot speak for them, sadly. It's not, they have done so in freedom, so it's not like we are blaming them either. They are, of course, bringing a lot of challenges and hindrances and an extra stream of adversity on this planet. But if we cannot overcome it, we don't have we are not ready yet. It is all about standing strong to these things and feeling reality and tapping into what truly is. What truly is. And you know that Christ is here with us. You wouldn't be able to have an ego consciousness if it wasn't here. He is that giver of ego. He's that giver of individuality, of love from individual to individual. Without that, we will only have tribal love, communal love based on blood ties. It is not long ago that we first were able to go beyond that. In the Roman times first, you became an individual citizen. Before that, the individual becomes more and more a group soul. Today, we are slowly separating from that group soul like drops and becoming individuals. But by separating from that group soul, you awaken to the hierarchy. Because you're not in your animalistic tendencies and instincts and impulses anymore. You are conscious. Here. So, I think I will leave with this today. I just wanted to have a little fun with this. Because there are come up certain signs in this world today that blatantly, I am baffled. I am literally baffled that they can seriously put out monuments to our adversaries like that. If you know, you know. I'm not going to mention more of that. But that is the beginning. That is the beginning. When you hold to the Christ, you will purify. You will constantly hold yourself strong in morality and love. I have no idea when degrading your soul and ripping down all heroes and putting yourself below the threshold was a sign of coolness, a sign of being loved, being 500 years ago. That is when it started. When spiritual sublimeness and insight to spiritual truths actually were admired. It was looked up to, and it was really, really felt as realities. Today it is ridiculed because they think they know better. Well, the only thing they know is physical matter. They don't know anything beyond that. And remember, the physical matter is but 1/4 of what we human beings is built up by. 1 of the 4. Physical, etheric, astral, and ego. Take this as an example. Without blood and without a nervous system, we would not be able to have an ego or movement. We would become a plant. Put a nervous system into the plant and you have an animal. Then you have movements. Put the ego into the animal and you have a human being. Now, do you see the sublimeness of that ego? That is the Christ. But it has to be purified so that it is a true ego standing on its own. in the name of God, in true love, dignity, and light. Now, redemption is important. It's important to clear karma steadily and sturdy, so you don't become bogged down too much. So it is about allowing, surrendering to, yes, Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, I am ready. Give it upon me, put it on me, allow me to pay down what I owe, allow me to pay down what I must do. They will give it to you in increments. They will be kind to you because you show yourself responsible for your karma. That was just an example, of course. But they are far more lenient with you when you are sincere and honest. Of course, you can be so overwhelmed by guilt that you might believe that this is only bullshit. You want to believe that. You so wish to believe that, because what if it is true that the Christ is real? Oh no, I have to pay. Obviously. So, pay karma. Redeem your inner being and sit within your pain, struggle, suffering until you can forgive yourself. Because forgiving yourself is the first step. Accepting yourself is the first step. When you accept yourself, you have an acceptance within. That means the hierarchy has accepted you. You hold a sturdy, steady individual being, right? No matter what, no matter turbulence, no matter pain, no matter the spiritual warfare. Because you have the angels, archangels, and archai on your side. While those that are against you are dabbling in certain other forces, which is not macrocosmic even. They are microcosmic. They got thrown down here on earth, remember? They are here to constantly tempt us. Lucifer tempts our astral body, our longing, our spirituality, our pleasures, and so on. Once our astral has degraded enough, Ahriman, or Lucifer is the devil, by the way. Then you go degrade down to the etheric, come to Satan or Ahriman. He degrades your thinking, he degrades you, he dries up your feeling. Until you have more or less nothing left, you are a husk of following pleasure or whatnot and whatever. And then you have Sorath. That is when you have been degraded astrally and etherically. Sorath can come in and take over your body. Lucifer and Ahriman has made the body ripe for Sorath, for the black magician. Of course, this is just the worst of the most worst of the black magicians, of course, those that have chosen that in freedom. But we are constantly being tempted by Lucifer, Ahriman, and holding this in balance with the Christ. Consciously knowing that every action you do, every thought you think, every feeling you feel, brings karma, brings consequences, brings a result. It doesn't come back exactly the same because it is brought out to the cosmos, which Michael takes and bring out to the cosmos. Then it is worked upon by the universe, and then it comes back to you. So, bringing good, bringing truth, bringing what's sincere, right, loving, moral, without tapping into Ahriman's ways. That means hatred. That means we cannot hate Lucifer, Ahriman, and Sorath, because that is their way and they want you to do that because hatred is degrading. No? You know where the Christ lies here, and you balance Lucifer by compassion. Through infinite compassion from the Christ, Lucifer breaks his own wings with pride. Through infinite compassion for Ahriman, Ahriman shackles himself down in the underworld. They do this by themselves. We shove love because we know that path where we know that stream, and you can clearly see the consequences and result of them. So I will leave you with this today. I'm so sorry. I do not mean to be, but sometimes this has to come up. Sometimes it's important to have this in mind, this reality. So, thank you, you beautiful, beautiful follower of Christ Jesus. Thank you for truly acknowledging him, our Redeemer, the only Redeemer. There is no other redemption, unless you want to fall to the abyss. Just remember that. You do not need to be a Christian. You do not need to say, I am Christian and I follow only thing we need to acknowledge is the Christ and his sacrifice. And that's it. That is when you have grabbed a hold onto that light. And then you can have a structure around it as you see fit. Why do you feel forced to be in something? Why do you feel forced to? It's freedom. You do this through freedom. The Christ is freedom in love, in morality, in goodness, and passive resistance to evil. It's kind of like, I will try to paint you a picture. It's like imagine yourself as a ball of light, and in that ball of light an eye is. You are that eye, that ego. Imagine yourself in that ball, close your eyes, and then imagine yourself conscious the whole day. Imagine how you are stable and steady constantly, but you feel all the turbulence, all the impulses from the world, everything that pushes in on you from the whole day. Do you see that? As long as you're conscious in all that turbulence, in all that, and still hold strong, you are reaching mastery. You are reaching into the hierarchy where you become a participant of the heavenly war, more or less. So, yeah, I will leave you with this. Thank you so much. I love you so much. You amazing, beautiful individual being you. May you be redeemed. May you be uplifted, healed, loved, guided. The Christ loves you. The Christ wants you to unfold, develop, and grow into a beautiful sun being. And only through the Christ can that love come. He has a very specific love that came out of him. A so specific one, it can't be denied. You see, the Godhead sent him. He is one of the three persons, one of the three hypostases of God. Yeah, I will leave you with this. Thank you so much. Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, wonderful, beautiful path to development, redemption, love, and beauty. And may we connect, and may you find truth. May you find truly the reality behind all of this. Instead of just being speculating or having abstractions and just believe this is true, but you don't understand why it is true. You truly and thoroughly come to an objective understanding of all the streams on this earth, and you will quickly come to see where all of the streams belong, more or less. Is it in the materialistic stream? Is it in the realistic stream, idealistic stream, mathematical stream, monad stream, pneumatist stream, maybe in the dynamic stream, sensual stream? You get my drift here. There are 12 cosmic thoughts and cosmic perspectives based on the constellations. And they have their own way of seeing things, but we are built up by all the constellations and have a certain kind of clock, in a sense, where our moods change based on where the constellations cross with the planets and so forth and so on. But it doesn't change that much because you have the ego. It is only our moods around the ego, you see? But your ego is the same. It's just around your ego. Don't lose your ego in that. Never. Be there, even if you feel the whole body around you is shaking like a wiggle worm, you know? But your ego is there still. Don't lose it. Consciousness soul. Consciousness soul. Never get dragged away. Never lose. Always be. Can you hold steady to it? Did Christ help you with that? I am. Thank you. Love you so much. Goodbye.